Hi everyone, welcome to an adventure one of the evening and adventure one, the adventure one. It's an adventure which I've entitled Pocket Creatures, and before we get into it, we are as always going to introduce our players. So without further ado, first up we have only kind of useless, we have Bioshi.
Hi there, Pete. I'm not sure who that is.
Bioshi, I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm not talking to Bioshi again. Bioshi I keep seeing his name on the register, but different people keep showing up. It's strange. But would you like to introduce yourself in that case?
I'm Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina, you say.
Indeed.
And what brings you to the land of DnDTime to adventure today?
Oh, I was just wandering around and I found the shop, so I thought I would join.
Oh, well, wonderful, wonderful. We're always looking for new recruits here amongst Bartholomew's adventuring troop. What kind of
Yeah, I'm hoping to have a tea party. I even brought my friends. There's Mr. Snuggles, Mr. Snugglebutt, and Mrs. Cuddle Stuff.
stuffed animals? I have to assume by those names.
No, they're daggers. We just
Oh,
want to snuggle and cuddle with your internal organs and stop. Sorry, I got a little excited there.
well, that's okay. It's good to see someone of such high energy, ready to get out there and, well, do some adventuring. Tiny
Of
Tina,
course.
welcome to the land of D&D time.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Seems like there's a lot of fun to be had.
Indeed, there is. Great. Next up, we have Penneh Bunwolph returning for, I believe, the first time here in the Fabled tier, known as the Brave Big Cap. Penneh, how are you?
Penneh is good.
I'm very glad to hear that. Penneh, in your kind of absence of some time now, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Uh, Penneh been taking care of Papa.
Pape?
Penneh Dede.
Oh, how's your pup? Is Pape? I know the name is kind of
Pape.
similar. Pape, is Pape your uh that's your father, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that wasn't also someone. His name also Pape?
No.
Well, fair enough. And how is your father doing?
Mm, still teasing.
Uh, he's in good health though.
Yes.
That is good to hear. And so, Penny, what brings you back now of all times here into the realm of adventures?
Penneh miss eating dead meats. So Penneh came back.
I'm sure that there will be plenty of dead meats for you to find out there today. Penny, it's good to see you once more.
Thank you.
And next up, we have another veteran adventurer here. We have Zewxip. Zewxip, welcome back.
It's a pleasure for us to return.
Zewxip, there's a question I've been meaning to ask you. And that question is now, wherever you go, you always leave a trace of yourself behind, so that way you might grow in new places and kind of will spread your ideals. That's correct, yes?
Yes, in a sense. Ideals, maybe not so much, but certainly it's a way for us to ensure that we continue on. It's very important, especially after, well, you learned a little bit of our history uh, through my friend.
Indeed, indeed, I did. Well, Zewxip, what I was curious about is when I speak to you, or the Zewxip that adventures in Bartholomew's adventuring troop, are you? Is there only one Zewxip that is registered in Bartholomew's adventuring troop, or is each time am I just speaking to a different Zewxip, or is it always just you?
This Zuzip is always just me, and you can tell by seeing the scales that my lover gifted me. I don't know if others of us have also made such bargains or found such beautiful people to spend our times with, but if you see the scales, you'll know that this Zuzip is this Zuzip.
I'm glad to know that there's an identifier that I can kind of pick you apart from the crowd of Zewxips, so to speak, because Zewxip, I feel, definitely feel an attachment to you, particular Zewxip, even though I know at the core a lot of you are, well, very much alike.
Your sentiment is appreciated, but I'm afraid that my true feelings belong to my dragon lover, though
Of
perhaps
course.
one day you may hope to ever compete.
But of course, Zewxip, maybe someday. Well, Zewxip, welcome back. It is good to have you adventuring with us once more. And last but not least, we have, well, in a sense, we have two adventurers here. We have Sir Gillem and House, best friends forever. Welcome
Yes.
back, you two.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I'm very glad that House finally has his proper title as well, part of as part of the adventuring troupe. As House certainly does quite a bit of work.
Well, more specifically, I'm part of him, but close enough.
Sir Gillem, because I'm always, speaking to you and addressing you, it comes to feel very much like, I'm only talking to Sir Gillem. You almost forget House, but I suppose, yes, you are just a part of House, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And House, how are you today?
Oh, I am very good.
I'm glad to hear that. Anything new, House?
We went searching for the Titanic. Stop! We're not supposed to talk about that. Stop.
If this is secretive information, I won't pry any further. But House, if you do want to talk about the Titanic.
Oh yeah. We make big ship and we go out into the ocean and look for Titanic. It very good. Very good. We find nothing. We find some rock, but no Titanic.
Well, undoubtedly, and Sir Gillem, I may have, learned that from House, but I promise I won't spread any of this information around. It seems like you want to keep this private.
Well, we're trying to keep the gold to ourselves, all the secret treasures. We're trying to keep it to ourselves.
Yes, so just give me perhaps a cut, or we'll talk about it further down the line. But yeah, I'll make sure that this stays just between the three of us. And Sir Gillem, welcome back.
Thank you.
And without further ado, let us begin our adventure here in Central City. Bartholomew has asked you to meet with him in particular, as we are kind of easing into our adventure here. But as you are all walking towards and kind of looking around Central City, you're finding that it's buzzing with some very strange-looking activity. For one thing, there are a lot more sort of children out on the streets today, and you see a lot of the kids are kind of walking around, and they have what looks like maybe it's some kind of like pet appreciation day or something, because as you walk the streets, you see children walking around. One of them has like a horse that they're walking around with. Another one has like a bird that's just kind of rested on their shoulder, and so there's just lots of kids around. Toting pets in a lot of ways, and you can also see a lot of big advertisements, banners on walls for something called pocket creatures, which is apparently a pretty big trend, and also partially why Bartholomew was asked to meet with you. You were told that he wanted to, in your kind of briefing before this particular enterprise, Bartholomew informed you that he wanted to capitalize on the new pocket creatures trends, but he didn't give too many more details. So as you walk into the Central City branch of Bartholomew's shop, he greets the four of you as you walk in. Greetings, adventurers. It is quite good to see the four of you here today. I have an interesting assignment for you.
Oh my god, everything here is so cute. I'm so glad I came here. I just want to have them all.
Yes, well, that is very much in line. You're referring, of course, to the pocket creatures, yes?
Oh, is that what they are?
Yes, they are pocket creatures. They are creatures that you can stow in your pocket, largely thanks to these. And Bartholomew kind of puts down on the counter four kind of spherical devices, and he says, "These are pocket spheres. You can take them, and well, basically this pocket creature craze. Allow me to explain it to you. People are going around with these pocket spheres and throwing them at creatures and monsters and individuals and capturing them within inside. And then you gain a degree of control over the creatures, and people are having them battle. There's a big tournament coming up, and, well, I don't have time to go around and capture all of the different pocket creatures, so I would like the four of you to perhaps peruse Central City, see what you can find, and bring me back. Well, I'll need four of them here, one for each of you, as he tosses you each the
So
the
you're
pocket
saying
spheres.
it gives us some control over them?
Degree.
So I could make them have a tea party with me.
Mostly you can make them fight. And if they're too high level...
That sounds about right.
Oh, well, good. Keep in mind that, well, there are a lot of, you might want to ask around. I know a lot of, very popular with the children. A lot of them are going around. They have all sorts of strategies and techniques. There are all sorts of rules, and they say that certain pocket creatures are good against other pocket creatures, and something about levels. Levels are apparently very important. So I would like you to bring me in these four pocket monsters, I would like the total level that you bring me back, perhaps 5. If you can bring me back a combined level 5 between all of the pocket creatures that you catch, then that would be appreciated.
I have question.
Oh, yes, please.
Can you catch any creature in the?
Yes, anyone who is not registered as a pocket creature trainer, you can catch with the pocket creature sphere, the pocket sphere.
Oh, so any creature, so anything.
Yes, I've already taken the liberty of registering the 4 of you.
Okay, I have easy solution, and he takes the ball and catches House catches Sir Gillem in his ball. See?
Oh no, I registered you in Sir Gillem. I registered you as a pair of trainers. You'll have to find someone else. Fortunately, yeah. And as you go to kind of throw the ball at Sir Gillem in the anemone upon your head, it just kind of bounces off of him. It hurts a little bit, Sir Gillem.
Penneh looks to Bartholomew. Is Bartholomew trainer thingy?
Oh yes, I also registered myself. I did not wish to be contained in a tiny sphere. It seems a tortured existence.
Is Roger around?
Roger, let me take a look. Roger, are you here, Roger?
No.
It appears that he is not.
What a shame.
Yes. Very good. One piece of advice that I have received. Apparently, if you weaken a pocket creature before you go and attempt to catch it, it is easier to have them sealed within. There's a chance that they break out when you throw the pocket sphere, apparently. So keep that in mind, and well, happy hunting to all.
I have one more question.
Oh, please.
You just want the pocket creatures, right?
Well, yes. Bring them back within the spheres. Yes.
I have one more question.
Do you just want them?
No, well, I'm going to use them to compete in a tournament later.
What I mean is, do we have to catch them, or do we just need to get them?
Well, I need them contained within the spheres. So if you bring me back pocket creatures within the spheres of combined level, I need 4 of them, and they have to be of combined level 5 or greater. Beyond that, the manner in which you accomplish this task, I will leave it to you.
Hey guys, there were a bunch of kids out there. Let's invite them to a tea party.
I have one more question. Where's Prestidigit Dave?
Prestidigit Dave? He is within my bag.
Okay, can you just take that out real quick and...
What?
No.
You want to capture Prestidigit Dave? No, I'm afraid he was a much different kind of pocket creature, if you will. Oh, also, keep in mind that if you steal these pocket creature balls are currently registered to you, if you kill a child, or attempt to kill, of course, children can't be killed in the land of DnDTime, but if you attempt to kill a child and take their pocket spheres, some people I've heard are working on the tech to break through, but you probably won't be able to access the creature within.
Oh, okay. So
Just
no
a heads up.
stealing, right?
Well, I mean, worth a shot if you bring me some, but I need these ones filled as well.
Okay.
best of luck to all of you. I'm going to go out and perhaps do a little bit of hunting on my own. And Bartholomew kind of like walks out through the back door. Farewell. And Central City is yours. What would you all like to do? You have these. Each of you have one of these pocket spheres.
Well, these things seem a lot like monsters, don't they? I know somebody who knows a lot about monsters.
It would seem that from the explanation there are several different types of pocket creatures, and I would imagine we could get Bartholomew a wide variety of these creatures. Perhaps if there's one that is more waterbound, or one that lives in trees, or one that lives in the dirt, or one that flies overhead, maybe we can capture one of each to provide him a very interesting team.
Let's go ask the monstrologist to the cleaner house.
Okay, let's go.
All right, you begin kind of walking down the. You begin kind of like walking along the way in the direction of the monstrologist house, as you begin walking the streets of Central City, you see all sorts of, like I said, you just see a lot of kids. There are some older individuals as well, but a lot of kids kind of going around just tossing these pocket spheres at things. You see one kid kind of throw one just at like a sparrow up in a tree, throws it at it, and you watch as the sphere kind of opens up in light, and the sparrow just seems to get like absorbed into the empty space in it, and then it drops to the ground, kind of shakes a few times, and then the kid picks it up, excited, having captured a new pocket creature, apparently. You begin walking your way across the city.
I feel like if we knocked one of them out and took it, it'd be a lot easier.
That's no fun.
You want me knock out someone? I can knock out someone.
Some kids that are kind of like playing pocket monsters nearby, like two of them run away, and one that's still kind of standing there looks up at you guys and goes, you can't just knock us out. If you're gonna battle us with your pocket creatures.
Okay, I choose Sir Gillem Fish. Go show him how to do it, Sir Gillem. He's in my hair.
I have Mr. Snugglebutt, Mrs. Cuddlestuff.
Okay, I have Cow, and he tosses his pocket sphere forward, and out of it you just see a cow kind of pop out. But as it comes out, instead of kind of what you'd expect for the cow noise, it just goes crow, crow, crow. Go get him, Cow. Are you gonna show up? Are you gonna use your pocket creatures?
Sure. Show him how to with your use lightning gun attack. As I rage.
And Penneh is just like continuing to walk on, like look around for a interesting creature.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check. And yeah, you go into a rage. Are you gonna fight this cow?
Yes. Go.
Right.
Use shotgun.
Go ahead and roll for initiative. Oh man, the cow charges forth. Oh, and it's gonna gore you with their horns. It's a 15 to hit.
That no hit.
Oh, that doesn't hit?
No.
All right, cow is probably dead then. It's your turn. Cow comes up to you. Cow, and kind of charges. All right, what do you do, Sir Gillem?
Go. Use shotgun attack.
You fire your shotgun attack. Cow is going to make a dexterity saving throw. It succeeds! It takes only half of the damage. Electricity fires off of your body as you shotgun the cow. The cow kind of goes, crow! As it vibrates with electrostatic energy, but it's not downed in one hit.
Okay. Now, go. I use longsword.
Is that still is that just part of the same action?
No, one's a bonus action.
Okay,
The
yeah,
shotgun
yeah.
is a bonus action, and the
All right. In that case, roll damage on that because that definitely hits. All right, you strike it for 13 damage, and and Cow goes Cow as you slice into it, and right as you'd think that there would be blood, instead it kind of turns into light and gets absorbed. After it kind of like wobbles around cartoonishly for a moment, it gets absorbed back into the pocket sphere, and the kid goes, "Hey, that's cheating! You're supposed to use your pocket creatures to battle other pocket creatures. Now my cow is fainted."
I did. Sir Gillem's in my hair. He's part of me.
You're a
I am pocket creature.
You're a creature trainer. I can tell by the fact that you're holding a pocket sphere.
But he's in my hair. You don't know? He's me. We are one.
I know, but it's not supposed to. And this conversation goes on for a while. Did you ever make that investigation check as you were just kind of looking around, Frog?
I did. It was a 5 and a 15.
Okay. What was the? Okay, so just a 5, and then 15 was if you had disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you begin looking around the space. You're not seeing a ton of kind of obvious things that might be good as pocket creatures. Like I said, it's mostly kids that are just kind of like battling and training out here in the open areas of the streets. You see a couple of birds. You see a rat run by, which you are welcome to go after if you so choose. You also see that you see one guy that's just kind of like going about his day. You see he's carrying what looks like a pretty hefty satchel, some kind of briefcase, as he's walking to just like one of the jobs here in the city. And a kid throws a pocket sphere at him, and it catches a person. So it looks like you can also just get people with these.
Penneh gives an idea. Is there like any wizard shops nearby?
Looking for some kind of magic item shops. Absolutely. Looking around, I mean, there was Bartholomew's shop itself, but you can also see what looks like there's also what looks like an apothecary nearby. It has some it has some pretty well worn kind of wooden sign with what looks like a picture of a mushroom on it, which perhaps kind of draws you to it in particular. And in the kind of counter window, you can see various, herbs and things, and a few what look like very basic potions that appear to be for sale here. You can kind of see this shop is the closest thing you can find to a magic item shop in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, so Penneh will probably go in there, like look around, see if there's any at least any plant creatures she might be aware of that's from the swamps.
Okay, looking around, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a lot of living creatures in here, but there is a shopkeeper who, as you kind of walk in, they kind of look at you. It's a relatively elderly woman. She's wearing kind of the big pointy, almost like witch's hat, and as you walk in, she looks at you. Hi there, little mushroom. What are you looking for today? We have all manner of brews and concoctions.
Have any plant creatures from swamps?
Plants from swamps? Yes, we certainly can do something like that. And she kind of goes off and shuffles out into the back. She pulls back a number of herbs that are familiar to you, swamp greens and things of the like, but definitely nothing that is a living thing that you would probably want to catch with a pocket sphere.
Yeah,
you could try and catch her, but.
Oh yeah, but first Penneh's gonna ask a question like how she got the plants first. Because Penneh is wise enough about the swamp that she might know like which plants are harder to get and where they would be found.
Okay, looking for some tips about good regions where you might find some creatures around here.
More like she's trying to judge the skill of the shopkeep by. By what plant she has right there.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I only do post nature explore because I think it might have some.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage because of that. 18. All right, yeah. As you're kind of reading her and she's going through the various, bits of information that she has about the, plants from around her swamp, she definitely seems pretty knowledgeable. And looking at some of like the potions on her back wall, and just kind of like hearing the way that she's discussing and some of the more intricate herbalism skills that she's using, she definitely knows what she's talking about. She seems like a competent potion maker.
Okay, so yeah, Penneh like kind of looks over and
she goes, my name is Agatha, by the way, dear. I didn't catch yours.
My name's Penneh.
Oh, very good. So would you like to purchase these? She puts the kind of herbs that you've been talking about over to you.
Oh yeah, she looks over and like Penneh would just randomly point to something on a high shelf, like tell me about that. And it's like it's a potion of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, this as well, and kind of.
Yeah, when she does that, like Penneh will kind of like, well, just casually, I should say, cast Sever Strike and then like go in for attack.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for initiative also. Whoop. All right, you're the first to strike. You definitely have also surprised her. So go ahead and make your attack roll. You Zephyr Strike.
Okay, I had to make sure.
Apothecary.
Yeah, I had to make sure of something. So yeah, okay. It is a bonus action. All right.
Yep, so you can attack, and then you still have a turn, because this is a surprise round, because she did not expect to get stabbed when she went to go and grab you something.
All right, so using that first, and combining that with the Dread Ambusher. One second.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just let me know when you roll the damage, or actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using an attack action now.
Yep.
So yeah, that'll add on.
7 is gonna miss.
Let's see. All right, so yes, not good. Oh wait, let's see. If you take the attack, I can actually make another one.
Yep, you get another attack. 18's definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
So let's see, it'll be the damage plus 1d8 force and 1d8.
4, and then roll the d8. All right, total of 12 damage. You stab this woman. You deal 12 damage to her. She calls out, "Oh God! Guard! It's your turn again. That was your surprise round.
All right, and then after that happens,
she's in rough shape.
Okay, then she's going to just cast. She's going to unleash her spores and cast.
Yep, she definitely falls asleep. She collapses down over onto the ground and is bleeding and asleep.
All right, then Penneh just casually tosses the pocket sphere at her.
She had disadvantage because she was below half health or status affected. But yeah, she rolls an 8, which is below the pocket sphere DC, and you throw the pocket sphere. You see it hit this old woman, and it kind of like shakes back and forth a couple times. Do, ding, and the pocket sphere falls still. And as you kind of pick it up and look at it, it just a little kind of like illusion comes up on it that says, "You have caught Apothecary. Would you like to give a nickname to Apothecary?"
Old woman.
Old woman, you type in, and yeah, you can now see over it. It just says "old woman." Type poison. So you've gotten old woman. Congratulations. While this has been happening, V Bunny, you're beating up a cow.
I beat up cow.
What are Zewxip and Tina doing?
Being a sailor, I know that there's quite a great amount of life on the water. But if I recall correctly, Central City is landlocked.
It is landlocked, but there is both an aquarium and a kind of a lake around the Central City Park, or within the Central City Park.
Well, so I imagine that, I mean, a lot of the kids are probably going to go. There's a zoo also, right?
There's a zoo, but the zoo's been kind of closed down largely because it's been taken over by the Green Sun cult, and they're running things a bit differently.
So these are places that the kids are probably going to go, and I really would like to help out my friend Bartholomew and get him something really unique. And so, thinking back to the Green Sun, I remember that when I was acting as a health inspector consultant for, what was it, the Milk and Honey restaurant?
Yes.
There were problems with rats and I think roaches and such.
Yeah.
And I bet there's not a lot of kids that will be willing to go down into the sewers where there's even more interesting creatures, and ones that aren't just, gentle and well-fed, like ones that have to fight to survive and might be a little gnarly in some fashion.
For sure.
So I'd actually like to slip down into the sewers and see if I can find a unique pocket creature there.
Okay, absolutely. Is anyone going to? Is anyone also going to kind of like join Zewxip in the sewers, or are you guys going to kind of go your own directions?
Oh, I have a thing that I need to do. I need to go. I have to go see Philip Q Janglebones in South City. Or
Southtown is like a day's walk.
oh, is it? It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to quite make it to Southtown.
Oh,
you could make
darn
it to the south of Central City, the southern edge, which is maybe influenced a bit, but.
No, not where I'm looking for. Fine, I will join him in the sewers.
Very well.
Is there a sewer grate right nearby? Because I could just squeeze in and just pop in.
Well, he's going to a specific location that he knows about, so.
Oh, well, I could pop into the sewer. Oh, I guess I'm gonna follow.
Okay. And in that case, Tiny Tina.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go with him too, just because I'm gonna need help with mine.
All right. In that case, you guys begin working your way over towards the sewers, and you walk over to the Milk and Honey Cafe. You walk in, and you see kind of a familiar face behind the the register as you walk in. The owner and proprietor. It was Zewxip, right? It's very good to see you again.
It's a pleasure to see you, and the fire damage is very not viewable right now.
Yes, we've done a lot of work, a few extra coats of paint, of course, but things are shaping up rather nice. It's things have calmed down for certain. Are you here for lunch? Would you like me to clear a table for you?
Maybe in a way. You see, we are looking to acquire some interesting animals, and the last time I was here, well, besides asking you for bags of flour for that unfortunate goblin invasion, there was a bit of a rat problem, and I was hoping that I would be able to trace back where they came from, and perhaps even find a way to where you dispose of your waste. I believe the sewers, or even if there's some sort of big dumpster where I could find unique animals, maybe ones that you don't serve or that you only serve to your health inspector clientele that had a unique taste.
Certainly, he did have a unique taste. Yeah, certainly. We haven't had as much of a rat problem. It felt almost like the rats got worse when he was here. It was a strange experience. But there is not too far from here a semi-public entryway into the sewer. You see, a lot of the Green Sun does use the sewers for some of their transportation, and I believe the post office is down there. So you should be able to go through it just through the access channel up here. Would you like me to walk you there?
Yes, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
All right.
And here's some money. I believe it is a tip for your service.
All right. And you hand him some. You hand him some coin. He goes, "Oh, please, no need. Anything for a friend."
Then lead us away. And I sincerely hope that after the goblin business, that your business has improved. After all, I made sure to shout to everyone that it was your ingredients that helped dough them up.
Yes, well, I suppose I have you to thank then for some of this, booming business that we've experienced. Right this way. And he begins kind of walking you onward. At this point, I'll say, just for the sake of ease and indulgence, you've kind of formed back up. You have your pocket monster. Your pocket monster also says, I forgot to mention this before, you caught a level 1 apothecary who you've nicknamed Old Woman. And so,
It's actually Penneh, not Antonín.
I'm sorry, I'm just so used to you. My apologies, Penneh. You've caught a level 1. You've caught a level 1 apothecary. He leads you to this. It's kind of an elaborate, almost ritualistic-looking sewer grate that goes down. But he kind of does this weird series of, combos and sort of. Like almost like knocking a passcode on some of like the statues that surround the sewer grate. Is like I said, this is a Green Sun entrance. It's very strange, and he leads you. You see the passageway opens up, and he says, "The post office is right down there, but if you turn left, it just leads into the normal sewers."
Do you know what types of creatures live in these sewers? Anything beyond just the common rat?
I want to fight an alligator.
I don't know too much. I've heard rumors that there are alligators down here for certain, but I don't know too much. I stay away when I can.
Thank you. It is much appreciated. We'll make sure to come back and, we'll give you what patronage we can.
Wonderful. Well, I look forward to it. Perhaps I'll see you later then. And he kind of walks off, and there are now stairways kind of leading downwards into the sewers. 4 of you begin stepping down. Do you kind of curve over to the left as he recommended?
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
And you begin just walking throughout the sewers. As you begin just traversing these kind of labyrinthine tunnels, it's dark, it's unpleasant. You can hear the occasional kind of voice of, say, even actually it looks like there are some children down here that are playing pocket creatures. But yeah, you begin looking around. Make me investigation checks. Those of you who are looking.
I want to light my hooded lantern, please.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very dark down here. That was another question I had for you. So the hooded lantern kind of lights up and casts kind of a shine about the space. All right. Okay. Zewxip and
Sir Gillem.
Zewxip and Sir Gillem. Sir Gillem, so you're looking around, and you're kind of, avoiding everything as best you can. Zewxip, you're doing the best you can to avoid, kind of finding, to avoid kind of getting lost. And Sir Gillem, you are kind of leading the way, I think, with your hooded lantern looking out in front. But Zewxip, you spot first what appears to be a slime down here. A strange kind of like shifting, moving shape in the distance. It appears to be a perhaps a jelly of some kind. It's got a greenish tinge to it, and it's kind of just kind of up in the distance.
Are there any children by it?
You don't see any.
Okay. I believe there's something down this way. I would like to go and investigate.
Okay.
And as you go and begin to go and investigate, Sir Gillem, you noticed an additional thing with your kind of 17 as you're looking around, and you see right at the last second, perhaps before it's too late, right as Zewxip steps forward into a different jelly, as Zewxip walks 2 feet into what is in front of that a gelatinous cube. That was completely transparent. You caught it only by the slightest particle of dust that was kind of floating within, you kind of avoiding it. But all of a sudden, here in this, the gelatinous cube is going to get a surprise round on you, as it's going to attempt to hit you with its pseudopod attack. As you walk in, that was to the GM. As it's going to attack you with advantage because it was from cover. So that's an 11 against you, Zewxip.
No.
11 misses. It goes and kind of lashes out at you with its kind of strange, kind of slimy, kind of strange slimy appendage that appears from within the cube. With that, you are now in battle. I would like all of you who wish to roll for initiative. And the cube will roll for initiative as well. It is not renowned for its initiative. All right. In that case, the first to act is going to be you, Penneh.
Okay, so is someone inside the?
There isn't anyone inside. All of your, everyone but yours, Penneh, who's already caught a pocket creature. All of your pocket spheres light up and just kind of say, "You've encountered a gelatinous cube. Gelatinous cube wants to fight."
Yeah, Penneh is just going to assist her allies and trying to think who.
Me.
Yeah, I was going to say I was going to ask who needs a bit of a speed boost.
I don't know. I could use one.
Nobody really. We're all going to be right up against it.
Well, never mind then. Then Penneh just going to help with an attack.
All right.
And since this is like the first turn of combat, my Dread Ambusher goes off.
All right. Just roll them all at once, and then we'll do damage.
Yeah, so I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So yeah, I'm going to attack anyway.
You just make basically 2 attack rolls. The second one does extra damage if it hits. Both of those hit. It does not have a high armor class.
Okay, so and this will be 1d8.
What happened to my music? That is strange.
There we go. So 19 damage.
19 points of damage. All right. You cut into the cube, which jiggles and kind of wiggles around. Some of the bits of the cube kind of fly off and kind of splatter about the space. That is going to bring us, in that case, next in initiative to Sir Gillem. What do you wish to do?
Oh, of course I'm going to... Where is it? Rage. If I can figure out how to do that. There it is. As lightning comes... Rage!
All right,
Lightning.
you take your second rage and are going to go and slash at this creature.
Absolutely. Also, remember, I have the magical weapon, so...
All right. Unfortunately, the natural one is not going to get you there, even though it is the AC, above the AC. It's funny that your natural one is above the AC. So yeah, the first attack, you go and swing, and you kind of stumble a little bit and miss. And you also, it's going to make a dex save from the lightning, right? Or no, they can't do it on the same turn.
I can't do it yet, yeah.
All right, yeah, so you go and swing, but your foot kind of gets a little bit caught up. As we move next in initiative to Tiny Tina, what do you want to do?
Well, let's get right behind it. Move around. And it's time to snuggle with it. And then it's time to cuddle with it. And we're gonna stab it.
All right, attack away. My roll 20 is being a little bit funky, so I had to refresh. Let me know if you already rolled. Okay, yeah, there, I see them now. So that is a 15 and an 18, both of which are going to hit for 6 and 3 piercing damage, respectively. 2 very strong dagger strikes from Mr. and Mrs. Cuddle and Snuggle, in respectively. Anything else on your turn?
Oh, that's all I'm gonna do. We're gonna have a nice little party.
Okay. In that case, that is going to bring us next in initiative to the ooze itself. And literally all of you are attacking it in melee. So I think I need all of you to make me, as it moves forward, it's a big enough creature to get all of you.
I moved behind it.
Oh,
Specifically.
fair enough. Didn't hear. So I guess just 3 of you then. Everyone but you. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. It is going to use its engulf feature on y'all. It's not actually an attack roll.
Oh,
So
I am not gonna get caught up. But
you're good. However, Zewxip and Penneh, both of you, the creature moves forward. You take a quick kind of instinctive step backwards, relying on your raging instincts to push you back. However, Zewxip and Penneh, both of you are engulfed, which means you are going to take. I will roll it here. 3d6, 14 points of acid damage. And you are engulfed, which means you are restrained, and at the start of the cube's turn again, you'll take another big chunk of damage.
Also, I think I get an opportunity attack because it was moving forward.
Mistakes with the community choose to push back. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna snuggle with its back.
Roll damage. 5 points of piercing damage. Excellent. It takes another kind of chunk of damage. Bits of it are starting to come off. It's getting a little bit beat up. As we move now to your turn, Zewxip, you are restrained. What do you wish to do?
Do I still have? Do I have lungs? But that's a question for another day. Do I still have breath that I could cast a spell?
You are. I think you can cast a spell. You can't breathe, but you have what was in your lungs, and you're able to speak inside.
Okay. So I'm going to make sure to use heightened spell to give disadvantage on a save, and then I am going to cast reduce from within the gelatinous cube.
All right. It's going to make is that a Constitution or a Wisdom save?
That is a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
Those are
But it has disadvantage.
Yeah, unfortunately, its Constitution is pretty high. That's a 17.
Okay.
So yeah, you go to reduce this cube and presumably pop out of it as a result. But as you try to do so, the cube's form remains large and solid before you. Anything else on your turn?
Struggle.
Fair enough. You go to try and move out, but find yourself unable. In that case, that's going to bring us to the top of the initiative, which was Penneh. You are also inside of this thing. What do you wish to do?
Okay, so how do I get myself out?
You can make an athletics check to attempt to break free. Strength check.
Okay, DC 12. All right. I'll try that.
All right. Yes, you kind of struggle and wrench yourself, trying to get out from the inside of this big jiggling cube, but you are unable to do so. Is there anything else you wish to do on your turn? You still have a bonus action.
Let me check.
While you kind of figure that out, we're gonna move.
Oh yeah, actually, I do want to try something. Wait, well, no, I'm stuck in there, but no, never mind. It's a self thing. Okay.
Okay. In that case, that is going to bring us next initiative to Sir Gillem. What do you want to do, Sir Gillem?
well, of course, we're going to shotgun.
But yeah, naturally, they're going to make a dexterity saving throw, which is not their strong suit, and they're going to take a big old 8 points of lightning damage.
Excellent. And then we're obviously going to hit him because that's what we do.
That is going to hit as well. Roll damage for 11 points plus an additional 8, so for a total of 19 points of damage. Yeah, the cube's starting to get pretty beat up. Just a big old kind of cube of hit points, it would look like. The cube continues to just kind of schlorp around. Anything else you wish to do?
Not yet.
All right. In that case, that's going to bring us to Tiny Tina. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna back up a little bit. Then I'm gonna take out Shooty, Scooty, McTooty, and shoot its boot.
That's going to hit. 7 points of piercing damage. You strike it for 7 points. It jiggles and it wiggles, and it takes another big chunk of damage. And anything else on your turn?
I'm going to check my sphere and see if anything new is on it.
So far, no. It just says basically it's just saying that you're fighting. But it looks like you can throw the sphere at basically any time, if you feel like you're ready to do so. The cube's looking.
My sphere is saved for something else.
All right. In that case, that is going to deal 7 and bring us to the cube's turn, which means at the start of the cube's turn, those of you that are engulfed within the cube, oh my god, take 27 points of acid damage.
Penneh is not doing well.
I am unconscious.
Oh no. That is. By the way, are you guys able to hear the music, or is it not playing for you? Okay, I cannot hear it on mine end. That is going to. Oh, man, Zewxip, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a death saving throw. Oof. 13. You are. You grow closer to life as we move now on to. As we move now on to the top of the initiative, which is going to be you, Penneh. What do you want to do?
All right, Penneh. She's just going to use her action.
My apologies. The cube forgot to take its actual turn. It just was a lot. So the cube is going to make a pseudopod attack very quickly against you, Sir Gillem. That's in front of it. That's a 22.
Ooh, it actually hit me.
For 9
Surprising.
points of acid damage. Now, Penneh.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Oh, wait.
Hold up. That's not going to go well for that guy because poison defense. No. I don't think the charm actually affects that, but
no, it does not. But it takes 2 points of poison damage. The cube is poisoned ever so slightly. As we move now to you, Penneh.
All right, so Penneh is actually going to cast Cure Wounds, and hopefully it actually brings Zewxip back.
All right. You cast Cure Wounds. You kind of reach through and move your arm through the congealing acid, and Cure Wounds your ally. Zewxip, you're back up at 7. Anything else on your turn?
Let's see, that was my... Yeah, it's an action, I think. Yeah, it's an action. So, bonus action I can't really do. I do have a question. Has it been over an hour since I cast Zephyr Strike?
Oh, no.
Alright, so that thing, well, I probably lost it with the damage, so... Yeah, I'm pretty much done as much as I'm...
In that case, we're going to move on now to Sir Gillem. What do you want to do, Sir Gillem? This creature's starting to look pretty beat up.
Would you consider them quote-unquote blood?
Well, the ooze doesn't have blood, but if one were to look at them from a mechanical standpoint, one could say that they were bloodied.
Okay. We're going to try to capture the ooze with our ball. Go, okay. Ball, go.
You toss the ball. It's going to make a Constitution save with disadvantage. You see the ball goes to get kind of within the goes and kind of hits the cube, and instantly, Zewxip and Penneh, you guys are freed as you kind of drop to the ground as the cube disappears from the space, and it gets kind of absorbed into the ball, which rattles a couple times, and then it explodes back outwards. The ball snaps back into your hand, Sir Gillem. You still have a bonus action. It's an action to touch the ball, but it was not successful. Although every time you throw the ball, it looks like it weakens it even further.
Oh, that's okay, because now I can still do a bonus action. Shock.
Gonna lightning it? Yep. It is most decidedly going to fail. Pretty good for it. And it takes another 5 points of lightning damage. Very good. That moves us now to our Tiny Tina. Tiny Tina, what do you want to do?
Now, are these balls registered to us specifically?
You are unaware.
So I don't know if I could give the ball to someone else afterwards and take their empty one.
You're not sure.
Bartholomew!
You call that out loud.
Yeah.
Do you have any action?
Well, I guess I'll just shoot it then.
All right. Hitting on fire, Tiny Tina. Can't miss. 5 points of piercing damage. It sticks into the cube. The cube's looking real rough. It moves now to the cube's turn. The cube is going to go after, it just thinks mindlessly and goes after the thing closest to it, Penneh. It's going to make an attack with you. That's a 6.
That would miss.
All right. In that case, that's going to bring us to Zewxip.
I have breath, yes, because I'm out.
Yep, you're out.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my ball at it.
All right. It's gonna make it. It's gonna make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. 10. The DC is raised since it's already succeeded once. So 10. You toss the ball at it. Fa-boom, fa-boom, fa-bing, and it snaps back into your hand, and it says on it, "Gelatinous cube was caught." And you just hear kind of like a little tone come to the ball, just kind of like a ding ding. And yeah, congratulations. You have successfully caught a gelatinous cube. It says, would you like to give a nickname to gelatinous cube?
Yes, I think that I would like to call it... Milk and Honey.
And it just kind of reads on the ball. You have successfully stored milk and honey. And it says on it, level 2. So you caught a level 2 pocket creature there. Nicely done. Which means if you get all level 1 for the rest of them, y'all are good. And yeah, 2 of you have filled up your pocket spheres. What do you guys want to do next?
Okay, guys. I think that we need to take a short rest because we're going after mine next.
No, let's keep going. Just forget your short rest. It's all.
Oh, it's not for me.
I could certainly use a little help in recovering. My leaves are a little withered.
You guys can climb out of the sewer and take a short rest if you'd like. Go ahead and just roll hit die. We'll do it really fast. You guys rest.
How do I roll that? I don't actually know how to roll.
Click on the word hit dice.
Oh, there you go.
You regain that many points. You can spend the number equal to your level. For those of you unfamiliar, and you guys get the full benefits of the rest.
So I only used 1, so I got full health.
Yep, you're back to full.
Okay, so I'm just gonna spend 3.
Oh, some bad luck there, Zewxip. Okay, you spend 3. All of you guys take a brief moment and rest. Do you go back to the milk and honey and patronize them on your short rest, Zewxip?
Yes, in here is a delicacy that tried to eat me. That's a bit of irony. But if Bartholomew's successful, then I want everyone to know that the name of your restaurant is on this monster. Thank you for leading us to... It was nearly our death, but it was a lot of fun too.
Well,
it was nearly your death, not mine.
I'm glad that
That's what I said. It was nearly our death.
I'm glad that things worked out for you, Susan. Yeah, with that, you guys kind of rest up, and it seems like you have something in mind that you would like to do.
Yes, we're going to go to the monstrologist's house, like I said.
All right.
Okay.
You arrive at the outside of it. It is kind of a
My
tall...
mother, well, my friend's mother, knows a lot about the town and knows that the monstrologist here has been gone for a few weeks. We're gonna capture a dragon.
Okay.
All right. You kind of go up to the kind of the front door. What do you wish to do?
Open it.
All right. You go to open it. The handle, as you kind of turn it, you go to turn it, and it just kind of like spins and spins and keeps going without it ever feeling like it's catching, like it's just loose and not really doing anything.
Gillem, we need to get in here.
Okay. I will get us in here, but everybody turn around.
Penneh turns around.
Okay,
Okay.
You too.
turn around.
What are you trying to do, Sir Gillem?
bust down the door.
Silent roll. All right. So you're making your athletics check. You go and kind of kick the door as hard as you can, right about the kind of the joints and the effective spot, and it kind of like propels your foot back as if there's some kind of magic protecting this particular door, and a voice kind of sounds from within. Hold on now, I'm coming.
No. The monstrologist's house.
Oh, you want to go to the monstrologist's house, as in
capturing a red dragon wormling. I know he has one.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you go to that particular location, and you don't see his house there. You don't see the actual physical home. It does not appear to be in the location. If you want to have gone there and then been back here, but yeah, when you went to the monstrologist's house, there was just an empty space on the lot.
Okay, my mother should have told me about this.
Why'd you
I'm
bring us
back
to
to
an
the
empty house?
It's an empty lot. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So do you want to be at perhaps the other monstrologist's house?
Perhaps he has another red dragon wormling.
All right. In that case, you are now in front of this particular home, and yeah, you go to like break down the door, but we'll cut back to that scene, and you can hear the voice kind of coming from within. Hold on a moment, I'm coming. And at the door, answering in a moment, you see a woman standing there. She's kind of elderly. She wears the robes of a wizard. She has kind of hair tied back in a tight kind of bun, very kind of silverish hair, fairly dark skin. She looks down over at the group of you. It's kind of a loud knock there, Sonny. What can I do for all of you?
Yeah,
My name is not Sonny. I am Sir Gillem.
I'm going
nice
to
to meet
have
you.
done that while he was walking up.
Okay. You change your shape. What do you want to appear as?
Oh, hello there. I'm sure we know each other.
Oh yes, it's Oldman. Hello there, old man.
Hello. I heard that you had a small dragon.
That's weird that you, of all the people, heard that.
Well, you surely know about mine. I just wanted to see yours.
Oh, yes, of course I know about yours. Remember when we moved it a couple days ago?
Sure.
Yes. What name did we give him?
Yours or mine?
Both of ours that we agreed upon together.
Well, I knew that mine was Rob the Rude.
All right, why don't you come in? Come on in, all of you. Would you like tea? We've mostly cleaned things out in here. We're planning on moving soon, but I'd be happy to bring you some tea or some cookies. I'm sure there's something we can conjure. Would any of you like anything?
I would like to know about pocket monsters. They seem interesting.
I don't know what pocket monsters are, even though I've probably said it a bunch of times. That sounds trademarked. But pocket creatures.
Pocket creatures, my bad.
And she says, yes, I've seen some of the kids talking about those pocket creatures. Looks like they're just enslaving animals around the city, which isn't far from, not super far from what I do, so I can't really judge too much. And she kind of goes about, like, just preparing some biscuits and tea. Are you here for the pocket creatures trend, the craze that's sweeping the nation?
No, of course not. We just wanted to see your dragon.
Yes, we are. And we were hoping to maybe borrow a creature that you might.
Yes, borrow a creature that I might have. We actually have a pretty troublesome one that I've been looking to get rid of. If you'd like, you can capture that one. I'm not going to let you capture a dragon.
Okay. Well, we're only going to borrow it. We're going to give it right back. I mean, obviously. Like...
Okay, listen up. We're not here for tea, although I love tea parties. We're here for the dragon.
Oh, yes. That's in a place where you'll never be able to find it, ever.
It's downstairs, isn't it?
What? Well, yes, but downstairs is a much more abstract concept here than you would perhaps think.
Okay, how about the
show us the
troublesome
way?
creature?
How about I show you the way to this tank over here? And she kind of like opens a side door to the room and kind of like gestures towards it with like kind of a big flourish.
Well, okay, and Sir Gillem and House walk.
You see, a while back, and she looks at you, and she still kind of has eyes on you, Tiny Tina. A while back, me and my husband, I say husband perhaps a little bit. We're very close. And she kind of like points into a room over on the side. We found this guy right here. It's called a Sahuagin. It's sort of a watery type creature, and they live within the water. He knows more of the technical terms for monsters than I do. And we were doing some research on it. Apparently, they're all pure evil, and we were trying to figure out how we could convince it to be good. It did not become good. It's just a pure evil creature, and it's in that tank over there. As we've been moving, I was trying to get rid of it, but you know how things go.
Sure, just let me into the tank. Just open it up and let me just jump in. We'll be.
No, the tank's right there. I don't really want to open the tank. I can pretty positive I can take it easily, but I also just
Is there like
you know?
breathing holes in the, like little holes?
It mostly breathes water. See for yourself. And she leads in the room, and in the back of the room is bare. You can see like the walls. There's just some like tacks and wire that are hung up on the walls. You can see along the floor, there's just kind of like dust and things like that. And then in the back corner of the room, there's just this like elaborate tank with what looks like this strange four-armed fish monster, like humanoid fish creature in it. That's just kind of like as you enter in, it kind of snarls at you. And begins just kind of like snapping its jaws. Zewxip, Penneh, what are you guys doing? Also, Tiny Tina, she says, she looks at you. You're welcome to go downstairs and look if you want.
From my sailor background, have I encountered this, or are there any sort of legends on ways to handle these creatures, as they probably harass a lot of ships?
I think in terms of kind of dealing with them, there's not a lot. There's not a lot that you kind of have heard about in terms of just like knowing how to like take them out. You know from like sailors' tales that this is a Sahuagin. They kind of prey upon a lot of ships, and a lot of the times if there's a lot of sharks that are gathering unnaturally, that's kind of a sign that they're about to strike, which is something that I think you would know about Sahuagin, just like, you know, survival upon the seas. But in terms of specifically taking them down, usually the strategy is to like get to shore as quick as you can.
Okay.
But they also usually travel in packs. They're not usually isolated like this.
This thing it's not able to break out of the tank, correct?
Does not appear to be. It's kind of like banging on it, trying to get out right now. There's like a latch on the top of it.
Ah, well then perhaps there's a way that we can do this without endangering ourselves or outright just causing direct harm. There's a method that you can essentially boil a frog and it doesn't know that it's happening. If I can position myself on top of the tank, I can use my fiery magics to heat the water until I can convince this thing to crawl into the ball itself.
Oh no! So Sir Gillem, you guys are there. We'll come back to that in a second. Tiny Tina.
Penneh, I want to say Penneh's going with Tiny Tina.
Okay, Mira looks at you, Tiny Tina. You're welcome to go down and look. Have fun in that labyrinth.
Well, I can't be going alone now, can I? I'm going to need those two.
Looking at, you got one, it looks like.
Yes, but for what I planned, we're gonna need a bit more.
Okay. But, keep in mind that I've hidden this thing pretty good. You know, confident enough. What I'm implying is that I'm confident enough that you're not going to get there, that I'm letting you walk into my basement with the intent of stealing a dragon. Do you know how much gold a dragon's worth?
Well, I'm sure that there's some others.
You sense all. You can whether the following types. Yeah, you sense all are Penneh.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So this is your location number. Just all of those things are down there.
Yep.
There's got to be something big down there at least that will make Bartholomew happy.
Oh yeah, Penneh actually, Penneh will just like tell Tiny Tina that there's that type of creature and that type of creature and that type of creature. You just list all those type of creatures down there.
All right. You begin just kind of shouting things out. At your leisure, you're going to begin boiling something alive. Go ahead and honestly, I don't know if you need to make me a roll for. I think this is more of an intimidation check than it is an actual. I mean, you're definitely going to kill him eventually, but I think at this point you're just trying to be like, hey, we're going to do this to you until you agree. Is the idea? What do you say, Zewxip? Sir Gillem, you're there as well. I know what you're saying as well.
Well, I would like to convey that I'm ultimately going to offer it freedom from the tank, and I would like to ask it to willingly go into the ball. And if that's not the case, then I want to convince it that being in the tank is a very bad idea by increasing the temperature over time with my fire magics. As I, am asking for it to get into the ball, because I legitimately want to offer it freedom. I'm not out for to kill it, but I know that I could be convinced otherwise. So you want this to be, I'm sorry, what kind of a roll again?
I would say intimidation and Sir Gillem.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Can I speak to this thing since I can speak to water creatures?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say, hey man, you wanna hang out? We can hang out.
And so sounds like you guys are kind of almost good cop, bad cop in it thing here. And a 23. All right, so the creature kind of responds to you. Yeah, let's hang. Let me out of here and we can hang out.
Well, hold on. Do you like to kill stuff? Because I have a really good offer for you.
Oh wait, I love to kill stuff.
Okay, how about this?
Why is it? This water feels kind of. What are you doing to the water?
I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
And you just hear Zewxip just. And it's definitely starting to look frightened of you and very much afraid. And is looking back. It looks back now at you, kind of, the look of plight in its eyes. Hey, seriously, let me out of here. I want to burn alive in this thing.
I would let you out, but you're gonna have to kill stuff for me. Is that okay?
Done. I'll kill anything. I'll kill anything you want.
Okay. So I go to Zewxip and said, "Hey, that's enough. I got this." And I toss my ball.
All right, Zewxip, do you open the top so it can get out?
Yes.
So you pop the top out. It just like rushes itself out of the boiling water immediately. You throw the pocket ball at it, and it's gonna roll with disadvantage and a really high DC. Yeah, 2. All right. I rolled it to GM. It rolled a 2. And so yeah, you toss the pocket sphere at it, and it kind of bing, bing, bing. And you caught a level 1 Sahuagin. Would you like to give a nickname to Sahuagin?
Yes. Stinky Feet.
Oh no! You call it Stinky Feet. You have caught Stinky Feet. Congratulations. And you now have all of you save Bioshi have now caught your pocket monsters. And so that's going to bring us over. You guys kind of reform up. Mirakrantz goes over and opens the door to the basement and just goes, help yourself.
I will, bitch.
Inappropriate. And she opens the door and just kind of lets you go down. And as you step down the stairs, the old kind of wood of them creaks. There's pleasant smells of potpourri and other kind of just very perfumed scents as you walk down to the basement, and you come down into a hallway. And in that hallway, you can see what appears to be, it's just doors lining on either side, in just kind of different directions. Just looks like hundreds of them. It seems to go on for it seems to go on forever. And this is the basement of Miracrance's house. What do you guys want to do?
Okay, everyone, search the doors and find the biggest thing you can see.
So go ahead and roll me a D100, and I think I'm just going to leave this one to you, Bioshi. So go ahead and roll me a D100. 73. Okay. As you're kind of like looking around the space and doing your best to just kind of find anything that you can, you're going through most of the doors, and most of them are empty, and a lot of them just lead into like other doors in the hallway. And each time that happens, you just kind of hear like a just kind of a chuckle that seems to like emanate from nowhere each time you find one of these doors. But you get to a point eventually where you open one of them, and Bioshi, as you kind of are opening it, you catch almost something before you open it of a like a magical rune that's kind of on the side of the door, and as you kind of push it, you just like pull this little piece of paper out of the side, and you kind of hear, "Oh wait, not the," and as you do so, this door, which presumably was intended to lead you back into the same hallway that you were in, as a lot of these doors had been doing, instead leads you into a very, very dark, dark-looking chamber, with it's hard to say what exists within it. As you kind of step in, it's intensely warm and intensely dark inside, and you hear a voice kind of call out of the darkness as soon as you kind of do in rasped tones. But you, with your umbral sight, can see huddled in the corner, looking kind of shabby, what appears to be a strange devilish-looking creature. Its beard kind of like curls out into strange, like thorny barbs, and almost like whips, coiled whips. And this kind of bearded devil is what it appears to be. Is kind of like hunched over in the corner, and it looks up as you enter in and kind of mutters something in Infernal. You hear...
Zewxip,
Yes?
would you mind throwing your ball real quick?
I can. It would summon a gelatinous cube, though.
Yes, but it would be under your control. It's time to fight. I
Oh.
mean, tea party.
Yeah, let's give it a try. Milk and honey, go!
You say, "Milk and honey, go!" And as soon as you do, the mood shifts immediately. It becomes far more intense. The beard devil looks kind of confused. You toss out milk and honey. Milk and honey kind of slurps into the space. Still looks pretty beat up, but is now there before this creature. What do you... go ahead and roll for initiative. It's your initiative, not Milk and Honey's. All right.
I did that.
In that case, the first to act, well, you kind of initiated things here by tossing milk and honey in, so that'll be just a free action as you throw the pocket sphere in. The first to act is you, Bioshi. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to run up to him, and I'm going to snuggle him and cuddle him.
All right. Those are not magic weapons, are they?
No, they were not.
All right, so you go and stab him. You kind of, like, the wounds pierce, but as soon as you pull the blades out, he looks at you and just kind of goes, and says something to you in Infernal, but the blades appear to do no damage as wounds immediately close as soon as you stab him. That is going to bring us next in initiative to...
That's troublesome. I'm also going to step out of the way so that I'm not between him and the cube.
All right, it's going to provoke an opportunity attack.
No, just like to his side or behind.
Oh,
him.
just going to move to his left. Sure. In that case, that is going to bring us to. My apologies. I lost track of where the initiative was.
Penneh.
Penneh, thank you. Penneh.
All right,
What do you wish to do?
Penny's actually gonna put away her just gonna bring out her longbow. So.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you're gonna also get it on the Pokemon party. All right. 12 unfortunately is not going to hit. The arrow flies forward at this creature. He just barely dodges out of the way. Anything else on your turn, Penneh?
Second attack.
Well, can't really do anything because I got my longbow out. So.
In that case, that is going to bring us to Zewxip. You got milk and honey out.
Is it an action to command it?
Yeah, you can use your turn to basically control the cube, or you can use your turn to do whatever you want to do. And also, you still have a bonus action on your turn. So yeah, action to command it, basically. Correct.
Okay.
Good work.
Milk and honey, absorb.
You command milk and honey to absorb. Milk and honey slurps forward. You are still going to be in the engulf. He's in the corner, so I am going to need you to make me a dex save. But he's also going to make a dex save. And he's going to have disadvantage because he actually has nowhere to even go.
You need me to make a dex save?
No, I need Bioshi to make a dex save.
Oh, well then.
But you manage to push your way out, and the cube goes from the corner. But the creature gets completely engulfed and is just now cursing in whatever foul tongue that it is speaking, and it takes 3d6 points of acid damage. It takes, oh god, this cube has done so much work today. It's going to take 14 points of acid damage. Give a bonus action, Zewxip. Anything you want to do with that?
I think most of what I have is are going to be action.
All right. In that case, that is going to bring us to the devil, which is going to try and break out. And does not succeed in doing so. It is still stuck within the cube as it tries to rip and pull its way out as the cube just dissolves away at it. That is going to bring us next in initiative to... that is going to bring us to...
Me.
Yep, Sir Gillem, what do you want to do?
I'm just going to say that Tiny Tina is just staring at him, like flicking the ball up in her hand.
I'm going to walk up to like where I would assume that it would get pushed out of, and just ready up instead in case it does my action to smack it with my magic weapon, which is magic.
All right. Yep. All right, so you're just ready in action to attack. That's going to bring us around to top of the initiative, which is you, Tiny Tina.
I'm just
Okay,
going to
Bioshi.
stand here with my ball.
All right.
The second I see it take damage from the cube, I'll throw it.
Penneh?
I do have a question, which is, if I do bring out my pocket creature,
Yes.
would using a potion on it count as a action or a bonus action?
You can command your pocket creature to do something, and they will do something. You don't know what old woman's capabilities are until you try.
I know my old woman is still pretty hurt, so I'm asking if I use if I, as a Penneh, use a potion on it, would that count as an action or a bonus action?
That would be an action.
Okay, so yeah, Penneh is just gonna bring out the old woman.
Old woman, I choose you. All right. Old woman pops out.
Yeah, but,
Where?
Yeah.
She right as old woman pops out, old woman goes, "Old woman." I'm sorry. Actually, let me rephrase. Old woman goes, "Apothecary, apothecary." Kind of puts her hands over her mouth. Apothecary. Looks at you. Apothecary.
Yeah. Penneh just commands her to just like stand down for a moment, or at least unless she has something that she can actually heal the cube with.
She goes, Patha! That's going to bring us next in initiative to the cube. Or, yeah, well, that's the start of the cube's turn, which is also your turn. But it just takes 6d6 acid damage at the start of its turn, which is 23 points of acid damage. This creature's already starting to look pretty beat up.
The ball goes out.
All right, you ready your action? You're ready to action to try and get the creature. It's going to make a con save. It is at disadvantage, which it fails. You toss the pocket sphere at the creature within the cube. It boom, kind of pulls back into your grasp outside of the cube. The cube kind of like milk and honey jiggles a little bit and kind of looks back at you, Zewxip, and goes, "Cube, gelatin cube." The pocket sphere zips back to your hand, and you have successfully caught Bearded Devil. Would you like to give a nickname to Bearded Devil?
Oh god, I ran out already. Anyway, Bearded Devil. Well, I sure know one Bearded Devil. It's Bartholomew.
Oh, you nickname it Bartholomew?
It's Bartholomew. It's
Oh, okay,
Bearded
excellent.
Devil.
All right, you nickname the creature. Congratulations, Bartholomew was caught. And with that, each of you have now succeeded in catching a pocket monster. Given time, you work your way back to the Central City branch of Bartholomew's shop, where he returns, and he says, greetings, adventurers. How did your hunting go? Did you find anything good?
I caught you.
I don't think you did, but I assume this is a jest of some kind. I will assume that you've nicknamed something Bartholomew. I can't wait to see what it is. He kind of grabs the ball. Does everyone else kind of turn in their pocket?
Yes, I caught Stinky Feet. So
Stinky Feet. He thinks from a Yeti, maybe?
yes, I think so.
Very good. He kind of pulls it back. That'll be a strong creature. Yes.
Penneh just like sits down the ball on the little sphere on the table. Goes, "This is old woman."
Is that a nickname, or did you actually catch an old woman? I believe that's a Pokemon. I'm sorry.
Both.
I don't know what that word I just said was. I believe that's a pocket creature. Oh, good.
Both.
Oh, very good. He tips it back and looks to you. Looks over to you, Zewxip.
Yes. Enjoy some milk and honey. And I can tell you that it has been especially spiced by me. You may notice I'm a little wilted.
Well, I look forward to enjoying it very much. Thank you all I appreciate it deeply. You've done very well. I believe I owe you some money. And he hands each of you 200 Bartholomew bucks. Each of you gains 1 point of experience. And with that, congratulations, you've all caught some pocket creatures. And that's going to conclude our first adventure of the evening. Good work, y'all.